I think in certain areas we have shown progress. I think in other areas we've regressed a little bit. I think as far as just, I think as far as, what's wrong with you? Why are you laughing? I don't understand. Anyway, I think as far as just like where we were in the past, like from the 60s on, I mean, as far as just us having our like virtual freedoms and stuff like that, I feel like we have shown progress. But at the same time, I mean, like, just with all the like materials and all the things that we have to become successful, and to see that a lot of people have not become successful is a way that we've really regressed. You know what I mean? Because there's just so many like things, so many opportunities out there for us now, and it just feels like we always just fall back on the fact that we're black and that we can't get those things when they're actually out there and available for us. And I feel like that really like holds us back a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like from what our leaders have done in the past to now, but all the things that we're able to do now, like, that's definitely progression, but we ain't gonna move any further if we don't act on it. You know what I mean? Like, they put the building blocks up there, but we just kind of just sitting there like this and just waiting for somebody else to open another door for us instead of us opening our own doors. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel.
So how in the world did we get to a state where we rely so much on materialistic things then?
That's a good question. I mean, I honestly don't know like how it got that bad, but it's just like how we got to where like we just rely on so much on materialistic things like being fly and so on.
I can tell you.
Oh, definitely.
You want me to break it down for you? I'll break it down for you.
Oh, okay.
What it is?
This is how it is. First of all, I'm gonna preface this with a disclaimer. I'm not a racist, I'm not a prejudiced or anything, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. There are a lot of situations, a lot of underground plans and strategies to keep not only black people, I say minority people, focus on certain things such as materialistic items, clothes, cars, anything that's name brand, anything that's flashy, anything that's gonna put your street cred up or whatever. That's what the people focus on, to make sure that we don't ever focus on the big picture, which is education, which is job placement in this world, being involved in big decisions in your certain areas in your community. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever talks about being the mayor or being the city council person like they talk about getting the newest Jordans or getting the newest hot CD that just came out, or getting the newest 22s on your dunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are so immersed in that life that they forget about what's really out there, like education, like staying off the street. That's what is being promoted to us as minorities in the area, and that's the only thing that we have to look forward to as people growing up, because that's the only thing that we're open to. If our parents and the people around us would focus more on teaching us that it's not all about bling bling and all that stuff, then our community would be a lot different, and that's real. And I blame it on, honestly, any black organization that you see, BET, television, as marketing wise, BET or any black owned newspaper, I guarantee you it's not a black person that's in charge of it. All of those companies are owned by white people, and all of them propagate the stereotypes and make it so that black people and Spanish people and other minorities can never get to the station, get to their state, get to their elevated position. They don't want anybody, they don't want to share that position with anybody. They want to keep us walking around thinking that, you know, we're fly because we got the newest clothes and everything. Meanwhile, they're in suits deciding what's going on in our lives.
Again, if Obama had a white family, they wouldn't choose him.
So I got a question. You can turn the camera back over here. I'm going to direct the question to everybody. Alright, so the question I want to ask the audience here: do you think that the corporate white world has a direct resentment against the black people? That's the particular question that we're trying to get into today.
I'm gonna put it like this. You gotta look at it from the aspect of what gets more money. Like, for example, I'll take it to the music world. Like, when you have artists that make music, you know, like especially like rap artists, you think that they target us, but they really don't. They target the suburbs because they know they're the ones that's actually going to buy their album. That's because they listen to music and they appreciate the music and they're gonna buy the music. It's the same thing with us. Like, we put like things like materialist stuff like on such a high pedestal, and I mean, music doesn't make it any easier when you're hearing like the coolest rapper talk about how he's got these shades and these shoes and this, that, and the third. And like it's funny to me because you can go on the internet and you'll see two of the same shoes but with like a different brand, and you'll see like some women's shoes by Echo for like $75, and you'll see the same exact shoe by somebody else with a name and it's like $850. Of course you're gonna want to get the $850 shoe because you just feel like you accomplished something. And I just think that's just how they really play it out. Like they know what they're doing and how to target the people. And every ad you see, like if you read the next edition of Ebony magazine, all them ads, even though it's a primarily black magazine, but every single ad has a person of color or of some kind of ethnic background on their ad, you know, and they make it look appealing. They make it look like if you wear those clothes, you're gonna get what you see in those pictures. It's just really, really good advertising. They know who they're trying to target. They know, okay, we got these clothes, you know, that these people are gonna buy it in bulk versus these people. So how can we target these people versus these people? And that's what they do. I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of if that's the plan or not, it's still our fault because we know that's what it is. But I bet you the people who know what it is still going to go out and buy the most expensive sneaker because they want to buy it. Instead of just being like, well, I know this is what they're doing it for, and this, that, and the third. That's just what it is.
Okay, so him saying that it's not about the white corporations having resentment towards the black population. It's more like since we are the #1 consumers in this country, they're just gonna use us.
That's what it is. All right, look at it this way. I'm a marketing major. That's what I do. I figure out ways to promote the places, to market, to get the word out. As a marketing person, they want to make money. That's what companies want to do. They want to make money. So what they do is they hire marketers and executives to promote and figure out ways to sell their bulk products to the most locations. And what do? They take such items like brand name apparel, brand name items, anything that attracts a large amount of people, which just so happens to be minorities. They take it and they run with it, and that way it kind of forces us down because they twist our heads to make it seem like those are the things that we should be striving for. Just like Nell said, the $850 shoes that were the same exact ones, just a different brand name as the $75 shoes, they make it seem like that's the thing to do. And you buy those shoes, and guess what? The money that you could have saved, that's like 3 credits. That's more than 3 credits. That's like 6, 7, 8 credits of college courses that you could have been taking. And you focus all your money on that. And yeah, you got the flyest shoes on the block, but guess what? Nothing's up here. And that's the dilemma right there.
Okay.
Nah, man.
So what you got to say, bro?
Man, from my point of view, I'm gonna keep it simple. Black folks need to get it together. You know what I'm saying? Look at the bigger picture. You know what I mean? And that's about it. That's all I gotta say, really. Because to me, it's not all about the freshest whip, chains, and all that stuff, kicks. Education first before anything else. So, and a lot of black people don't practice that at all. So we just need to get it together. That's all I gotta say, really.
Okay. So we hopped on the media, but what about the foundations of where black people come from, the family, the whole structure with that? As you can see, you know, I mean, a lot of the fathers ain't in the house. Little brothers run around the street somewhere, and there's a lot of teen pregnancy going on.
It all goes into education.
In education.
It all goes to education. You got a neighborhood that's not necessarily up to par with other ones. You got a trap house, you got a ghetto urban area or whatever, and you have people that are being educated that it's okay to have sex with women at a young age, or girls have sex with guys at a young age. It's okay to impregnate somebody. It's okay to not worry about taking care of your responsibilities. It's okay to be in the corner selling drugs because you ain't gonna amount to nothing anyway. Those are all things that have to do with education and surroundings. Community area, your parents, they all shape who you will become. You have the final decision, but they write. It's like you're writing a book. They may have the prologue and the first 5 chapters already written for you just by being in your area, but you get to write those last chapters. You get to write the epilogue. You get to determine what you're made of at the end of the day.
But at the same time,
don't use where you came from as a crutch. Now, hold on, you call me off too. Don't use that where you came from. I'm from the hood and all this other stuff, and I never had a father as a crutch. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad basically wasn't there. You know what I mean? But I still made something out of myself. You know what I mean? So definitely don't use that as a crutch, because if you got a dream, got a goal, you got imagination of something that you want to do, you will go out and make it if you're really that passionate into it. You know what I'm saying? So.
All right, so I got a question. Let's say everybody again. So do you feel that it's the resource that's not available, or you just feel that they may be blind to the opportunities that's presented in front of them?
I think as far as just that goes, I think it's a little mix of both. I think it just goes as far as like the resources are there, you know, but it's just like sometimes people just refuse to go out there and get it. I think it all falls back on the same thing, like we lay back on what the public thinks of us.